off the shelves because an FDA advisory panel recently determined that a drug they contain, oral phenylephrine, is ineffective as a nasal decongestant. Navage offers a drug-free solution that's fast and highly effective at relieving nasal congestion caused by colds and allergies. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Daria Albinger, ABC News.
Let's be honest, insurance rates have skyrocketed over the last 18 months and none of us are happy. This is State Farm agent Kevin Malloy, and I feel the same pain you do when the bill comes in the mail. When times are at their worst, people are looking for someone they can trust. And with 5 consecutive years of being named the best of Will County in the insurance category, why not consider calling the Malloy Agency? 815-463-5800. Like a good neighbor, we are and will be there when you need us.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
In your car, at home, on the job, AM radio has more than 80 million listeners each month. For more than a century, AM radio has evolved to meet the needs of our community. Visit wearebroadcasters.com and tell us how you depend on AM.
Imagine it's the final game of the season, but your symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, are making a comeback. What should you do? Keep managing your constipation with belly pain the same old way? Or try getting ahead of your symptoms by talking to your doctor about Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
The holiday season is right around the corner, so give the gift that's hard to wrap, but easy to give. Give them a Stihl. With powerful trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws to place under the tree, the Stihl Holiday Gift Guide has something for everyone. Save $30 on the BG56 CE handheld blower. Visit your local Stihl dealer or go to stihlusa.com/gift guide. Real Stihl. Find yours. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
This is the story of a very special woman. Just a few knew about her superpowers. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
EDGYTIM is here. Coach Rod is here. The best high school football fans in the state are here. It's time for Pigskin Preview. Coaches, players, fans, and experts. You get them all right here on Pigskin Preview. Powered by State Farm agents Kevin Malloy and John Wright.
And welcome back. It is the final season edition of Pigskin Preview for the 2023 football season. Welcome aboard, everybody. EDGYTIM here, along with Joe Rodriguero and Evan Bredesen spinning the dials. And we are here one last time to rehash and recap the 2023 football season here in the Will County area. And sure, what the heck, statewide as well. We'll be happy to do that for you. Appreciate everyone joining us, everyone listening, everyone online and YouTube watching us live there. And Joe, this is it.
Goes by fast.
It does. Sure. It does. And of course, this edition and every edition of Pigskin Preview, want to greatly thank our sponsors, State Farm agents Kevin Malloy in New Lenox and John Wright in Joliet. Like a good neighbor, Joe.
State Farm is there.
And again, just thanks to those guys. We'll have a little bit more on those guys this year. We'll get to that a little bit later in the show. Joe, our first guest is already warmed up and ready to go. So
coming out of the bullpen.
I'm sure he's probably manning a popcorn machine or somewhere at one of the grade schools in Joliet. We bring in the head coach of the Joliet Catholic Academy Hilltoppers, Jake Jaworski, joining us. Jaws, welcome aboard.
Good evening, guys. How are you?
I'm good. I know, obviously, you have family things going. We appreciate you taking time to join us one last time. And, again, it didn't end the way you certainly wanted or your team or your fans wanted. But, again, just congratulations on another terrific season.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it. Proud of our coaches, proud of our players, especially our seniors. Those guys were a part of the 2021 state championship, run we had, and then, kind of brought home their own piece of hardware, getting a runner-up trophy. So, proud of those guys.
Jaws, again, it's, doing the game on the radio and off to a tremendous start. And, what can you say about Grigsby? I mean, 278 yards, and then he gets hurt. And it just seems like it let the air out of the balloon a little bit for you guys.
Yeah, a little bit, unfortunate there at the end of the half. We kind of got rolled up on. Then got to halftime, trying to figure out, next plan of attack. And, then all of a sudden, he's like, yeah, coach, I'm good to go. And that's just the type of competitor he is. And, he's the guy that got us there. And, he gutted out that performance, a little bit similar, kind of eerie, when Keenan Haley went down.
I know. I was thinking that too.
I was thinking about that also.
He came back later in the game and kind of got the game sealing touchdown, and unfortunately it didn't work out that way for us the other day.
As far as the message of the team after the game, I mean, is that something you address right after, or do you kind of wait until you get back to the school?
So just being the first game, last time at NIU, we were, the last game. So you kind of had a little bit more time on the field where, their IHSA is trying to move things along. Obviously you got 4 games trying to stay on time. So had a little bit of time with them, after the trophy presentation, and just delivered a message. Coach knows, after every season, whether you win, the state championship or you end up with a loss, you just talk to the guys, very proud of them and keep your heads up. They represented our school and our program, really well. So I was able to do that a little bit on the field after the game. And then, we had an assembly at school on Monday, and then our team banquet was Monday night. So kind of got 3 shots at it right in a row. So, but yeah, just tell them how proud, that they represented our school and program.
And I said after the game, I mentioned that, Nazareth was just a little better than Joliet Catholic today. But I also mentioned the work of you and your staff and the kids, and, everybody associated with Joliet Catholic wanted them to win, wanted you guys to win. And it's the bottom line is you work hard, you try hard. Sometimes it just doesn't work out, as you said. And they're, after all, they're only high school kids. It's not like they get paid. They love the game. They go out and play the game, and they try their best. And it just didn't get done on this particular Saturday.
Yeah. You look back and, those guys started out in the weight room, last November, and some of those guys, they go on, they play other sports, and, the guys who have just played football, they stayed in the weight room all year. And shoot, we're on the field like June 4th or June 5th, and to go 14 weeks with about, a week at the beginning of July off and a week at the end of July off. And pretty much other than that, it's been football since June. So, I mean, anytime you can go the full duration and play on the last day of the season, that's a lot to be proud of.
Kids already back at Rudy's?
Yeah, we had a spirited, I think we had 30 plus, juniors on the team, plus some sophomores that were up, a couple freshmen that were up with us. And, they had a pretty spirited meeting at the gym on Monday. And, all those guys kind of, chomping at the bit to get back into it. So, it's awesome because we got a very mature junior group. There'll be seniors, lots of leadership, lots of maturity. Obviously got a little bit of a taste of it, this year. And obviously it stings a little bit how it ended, and hopefully that serves as a motivation into the off season. But yeah, to answer that question, yeah, there was, 40 plus kids out at the gym on Monday.
I actually said on the
you got to kind of balance a little bit. They need a little bit of time off,
right?
And, to rest their bodies and stuff. And Rudy's got a great plan, so he eases them back into it or whatever. But yeah, they're kind of chomping at the bit.
Yeah, I jokingly said on a TV broadcast afterwards that I wondered if the bus was going to stop at Rudy's on the way back to school.
Pretty close.
Yep.
Jaws, it was, let's see, probably 4 or 5 games I did for you guys on the radio. And to me, I want you to talk about Dylan Johnson a little bit. It was a privilege to watch him on the field over these, the playoff games and during the regular season, and just an outstanding defensive player.
Yeah, I mean, and it's hard to put into words, his effect on the game. I mean, as a defensive tackle, I think he was second on the team in tackles with like 82 tackles, which for, a defensive tackle, that's our leading tackler, Daniel Rouse, had 95 tackles. So he is 13 short of like a middle linebacker, which is pretty wild. 10 sacks, 7 tackles for a loss. And in most games, he was getting double teamed, which then allow your linebackers to get the +1 in the number game and whatnot for those guys to make tackles. But, just an incredible force up front and, really, 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 a quiet leader, but, just kind of leads by example, but tremendous player.
Yeah, I was talking to someone about his play this year, and two of the best defensive performances I've seen all year. One of them was Dylan. You could take either the Morris game or you could take the St. Rita game. I thought he was great in. The other one, Jaws, unfortunately, was against you Saturday from Gabe Kaminsky from Nazareth Academy. And man, is that kid a beast?
Yeah, in the first half, we were able to get a hat on him, and they kind of moved him around in different spots. I wish Coach Recky would have left him on the line.
Yeah,
and then they kind of moved him. They moved him there. He's playing linebacker early. Then they moved him to the line. Then they moved him back, and there was a couple plays where he went through 2 blockers. At 2 different stages of the play, to make a tackle. Yeah, he had a tremendous performance.
Yeah, you said it, Jaws. They moved him around, and at one point in the game, and it was in the second half, I believe. They had the 4 down linemen, and their 2 linebackers were about 4 yards off the ball, and then he sat at 6 yards in between the 2 linebackers, and that's how good that kid is. He was just reading the play, and getting to play like you said. And I mentioned that it's hard for an offensive lineman or even a back to pick up something like that because, they can come off and they can say, well, this guy's here now, but then in the next series, he might be someplace else. But it's awfully hard to get probably a head on him because he is so good and so fast, but where he comes from sometimes, and you just can't, that stuff that's unexpected.
Yeah, and, like I said, playing through blockers, and just getting to the football. I think there was one play we ended up scoring on the possession, but he came from the middle and ran just an effort play and ran a kid down 25 yards down the field, and knocked him out of bounds. So just a really good player. Had a really good day.
I thought what I thought was interesting after the game, I saw some pictures and taken during the season of you and your family. I know you've had your son with you quite a bit this year on the sidelines. Do you talk to him about, being in a tough game like that, in a championship game, and coming back as a loss, and do you really talk to him about that kind of stuff, or is he still a little bit too young?
No, he's 12. He's 12 now. He's he's got his first game in about 15 minutes, so we'll figure it out. But he, just loves being around it. And 2 younger boys also love being around, coming out to practices, and our kids are awesome with them too. Just great kids to look up to. But yeah, he's he's a sore loser, just like his dad. So there's lessons and to talk. And we had to teach him a little lesson last year after we lost to Providence in the playoffs, and he was rather upset, crying and tears and yelling stuff and whatnot. And then after winning in the semifinals, he was kind of crying again. He's a little bit of an emotional kid, and he's crying. And I was like, hey, listen, now the shoe's on the other foot, and you see how things work. And, it's great. Obviously the emotions are because, he cares, He cares. Competitive kid, but he cares. And he cares about our players and being around it. And it stings. So yeah, definitely have some lessons that he can learn just from being a fan that hopefully he can take into his athletic career and whatnot.
Yeah, it's great because again, it's one of those where we talked about where the expectations are so high, and then you see these pictures and you realize that, hey, you know what, Jake Jaworski's a dad, and he has a family and he has a wife, and it's like, you know what, hey, that's the important stuff right there.
Yeah.
And it really did. It really hit me like, wow, you know what, hey, that's the most important thing in the world right there, not the game so much. So again, I really took a lot from that.
Yeah, no, appreciate that. And it's life and it's a game. And I'll tell you, my wife's grandfather passed away, a couple weeks ago, and that was probably the tougher, loss that we had than Saturday is, is important. And, so just big picture type stuff, big pictures type stuff. But yeah.
All right, my friend, I know you've got exciting, great basketball to take in, so I don't want to keep you. They got you working a concession stand yet or no?
My wife is. She volunteered the first game. So
excellent.
Hopefully that clears us for the rest of the season.
No, it won't. By the way, some of the best popcorn you'll find is on that Catholic grade school circuit in the Joliet area. I can tell you firsthand. Jaws, you're the best, man.
Yeah,
congratulations and thanks so much for joining us.
Great season.
Hey, appreciate another great season of coverage by you guys. Thanks for all you do for the area and I do for the state. So appreciate it.
All right, pal.
All right, Jaws. Take care, buddy.
All right, guys.
All right, Jake Jaworski joining us. And I was going to tell Jaws, don't worry about his son crying. We got Dewey that works here, so we know exactly how he feels.
He's right because when my two grew up when I was the head baseball coach at Joliet Catholic.
Yeah,
and there's nothing better than having your kids on the field, whether you win or whether you lose. And as you said, Edge, and you said it perfectly, you're a dad first.
Yeah, it really hit me. Going through Facebook Saturday night, I saw those pictures. And I said, you know what? Yeah, that's the real stuff right there. Right. That, and that's why I wanted to ask about his son, because his son's at that age where, he gets all caught up in it. He's all wound up and, excited. Well, like our guy here. So, yeah, so it was great to talk to Jaws. And again, we appreciate him taking time, and Jaws and really Joe, all the coaches in the area, whenever we call, they answer.
Yeah, so. they're absolutely supermen.
Yep, can't do it without them.
Nope.
All right, we're going to step aside and take a break. When we come back, we will go back out to the phones and joined by the head coach and the Class 2A state champion Wilmington Wildcats, Jeff Reentz, to join us. You are listening to the 2023 season finale of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports.
This is an announcement. State spokesperson who is not a lawyer. The Pulaski Law Firm with main office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this announcement. This advertisement is not legal advice, and the choice of an attorney should not be based solely on advertisements. Services are not available in all states.
Attention, previous patients or colleagues of Dr. Fabio Ortega. In 2022, Dr. Fabio Ortega was found guilty of sexual abuse of patients. Fabio Ortega's abuse occurred while he was serving as an OBGYN at North Shore University Health System and Swedish Covenant Hospital. If you are a patient of Dr. Fabio Ortega, call 800-416-0402. Dr. Ortega's employers, North Shore University Health and Swedish Covenant Hospitals, failed to protect patients from crimes they knew he was committing. Pulaski Kirker is an expert in holding physicians and the institutions that hire them accountable while protecting confidentiality and the patient's emotional and mental state. If you were assaulted by Dr. Fabio Ortega, call Pulaski Kirker 24/7 at 800-416-0402 for a free confidential consultation. You don't pay anything unless we win. Call 800-416-0402. That's 800-416-0402.
Are you moving? Hi, this is Linda Taglia with ACB Mortgage Group. Did you know that I can lend anywhere within the United States? Whether you're looking to buy in town, across town, or across country, I'm here for your mortgage needs. So call or text me today, Linda Taglia, 815-326-0814 to discuss your financing options and needs. Linda Taglia, your home, your lender.
Linda Taglia, NMLS number 646212. ACB Mortgage Group is a division of American Commercial Bank and Trust, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
This year, Staples will not be celebrating the holidays. Instead, we're celebrating the holiday deals with amazing savings for the holiday season. Save 60% on custom holiday cards, save 60% on custom invitations, and save 60% on custom photo gifts like mugs and calendars. During Staples holiday deals, it's not about the ho, ho, ho. It's about saving dough, dough, dough. Save 60% on custom cards, invitations, and photo gifts today at Staples. Ends 12/2. Visit staples.com/print for more details.
Save big money in your next painting project now at Menards. Freshen up your home with Dutch Boy Forever interior paint. It's a paint and primer in one that's washable, scrubbable, and stain resistant. And with Arm & Hammer technology, it contributes to the reduction of common household odors. Get smooth, even coverage and pick up a gallon of flat today for $32.96. Remember, a Menards gift card makes a great gift. Price is good through December 3rd.
More season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Miller Lite presents your Chicago football game day headquarters. Jameson's Pub and Joliet. Catch Chicago football action every Sunday at Jameson's Pub and Joliet. Featuring $10 wings, $2.25 mini sandwiches, choice of burgers, chicken or pulled pork, $9 chicken sandwiches with a side, and $3 Miller Lite bottles. And all the game day action on 31 TVs throughout the bar. Jameson's Pub, 2755 Black Road in Joliet. Or online at thejamesonspub.com. Celebrate responsibly.
High school football on 1340 WJOL.
And welcome back. It is the 2023 season finale of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Wilconnie's News Talk Sports. Yeah, I know it's not Thursday, okay? Can everyone get past that, please? Is it that difficult to adjust your clocks like Bob and realize we're not Thursday, we're Wednesday for one show?
I was asked, I kid you not, Wednesday at the basketball tournament at USF, easily 8 to 10 times. Hey, are you guys doing a show tomorrow?
Yeah.
Meaning, are we doing a show before the state championship games on Thanksgiving Day? I go, we can try, but I don't know that we're going to be able to get Coach Joe up and out of his chair.
That's right.
Because once he hits that recliner after the meal, it's night over.
It's nighttime. I'm out.
All right, so welcome back, everybody. And again, we are recapping the 2023 season. We're a little guest intensive early, but later in the show, we'll have some open phone lines. In the meantime, gentlemen, we need to welcome in the newest champion in the area, the Class 2A state champion, Wilmington Wildcats, coached by Jeff Reentz. Jeff joining us on the phone. Coach, welcome aboard.
Hey guys, how we doing today?
We're good. So are you on the rubber chicken circuit now? Are you? I know there's a big get together tonight, so I know you've got that to look forward to, and I imagine it's going around town, kissing a lot of babies, shaking a lot of hands, and doing all that fun stuff.
Hey, it's all good. It's a great busy to be. I mean, we got done with the game Friday. Saturday night, you're in the Christmas parade. Tonight we got our last booster club meeting, and so that'll take place. And there's a city council meetings to be at, school board meetings to be at, but it is all good, gentlemen.
Yeah, so I love those things.
So the booster club cuts that 7-digit check to you, right? Your bonus for winning the state title.
Yeah, I wish. Nice. Yeah, the old pat on the back. Good job.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, do it again next year.
Yeah, you get attaboy. Way to go.
And I will say they do a great job of supporting us, and we're going to have a lot of people here tonight, and it'll be, it's twofold a little bit. I mean, it's 80-90% celebrating the state championship, but there's always a little sadness because of. That's the last football game of the season. You're going to say goodbye to a great group of seniors that led us all year long. And so a little bit of celebration of that tonight, too.
How long does it take to kind of put it in a trophy case and to move on? You've done this more than once. So, I mean, how long does it kind of go? I know your kids, it's a little bit different. I know a lot of them roll into basketball and wrestling and everything else. But what about you?
I think head coaching wise, you still got a lot of things to take care of. You got a lot of, you get into, I think I made the mistake before after successful seasons that, well, okay, that's it. I can take a break here. Well, I mean, you obviously the intensity of the week, you're not, 16-hour days and stuff, but you still got to take care of all conference things. You got to get in all area stuff. You got to make sure your end of the year banquet is okay. You got to start ordering things for next year already.
And got to turn those helmets in, get reconditioned. You give them 100, you get 75 back. Yeah, I know how it goes.
Yeah, that's right. Now you're chasing helmets. You're exactly right.
Yep.
And so, definitely, like I said, the intensity goes down. You take a deep breath like you do at the end of every year, but you just can't say, well, that's it. I'll start thinking about football again, right before Christmas or so. And I'll be honest, we've already talked as coaches off season working out and when our kids going to start and things along those lines. But for me, it'll, as I'm sure with most coaches, you're still got the foot on the gas a little bit now, but come Christmas time, that's where the first time is. I'll really take a break and get away from it.
Jeff, during the game, of course, we did it on WJOL. I got a couple questions. Early on in the game, when you guys are on defense, I noticed that Athens, and I make sure I say Athens.
Atta boy, look at you.
Because if I would say Athens, Edgy said I would get punched in the face.
Not now. They lost, so don't worry about it.
But, they would pull their guards one way, both guards, and then they'd run that fullback, their best runner, to the left. And it seemed like you guys got a handle on that, but that has to be confusing because I said on the radio as a linebacker, you're reading through the guard. So if you see a guard pull, you're heading that way. And it kind of, but you guys made a great adjustments to that though during the course of the game.
Well, that's a great pickup, Joe. We, a lot of offenses call it a sucker play.
Yeah.
Okay. So we just like most teams, you're gonna linemen always tell you where the ball is going, and we go by that. But teams use that against us. Seneca did a very good job of using it against us earlier this year and in our playoff game. So everybody's going to show that the play's going one way, but what they're doing is they're taking one of their better athletes, that fullback that was really good, and they got us early on it. You're exactly right. Our linebackers did a great job of making adjustments. What you got to do there is you got to slow down a little bit. You know, your guard pulls, you got to pause a little to see where that fullback is. And I thought both Brendan Moran and Joey Allgood just did a great job of making that adjustment. But you're right. That's a play that gives me problems during the year. They did some great film watching on their side. They gave that to me pretty early too. And so, but our kids adjusted well. So I was happy for that.
Yeah. Staying on the defensive side of the ball, I thought just the two guys you mentioned, Allgood and Moran, but I thought Van Dyke, those three guys to me, even though, the defense was outstanding. Don't get me wrong, the whole defense, but those three guys kind of stood out to me during the course of the game.
No, they did. And they were flying all over the place. There was, when you're playing an offense like that, you gotta make sure you're reading your keys correctly and being disciplined. And what I really liked early was we were playing fast. Matter of fact, there was one sweep play early on that they're very good running back, cut it back. He probably gained 5, 6, 7 yards. But what I was happy about, and this is kind of a goofy thing to say, but I was happy we made the mistake of over pursuing. That, we were getting to the ball, we were getting there fast. What I was just telling the kids is, hey, we got to put the brakes on a little bit sooner. But the game was slow to the kids early, and we were gang tackling and doing a nice job that way. Like any, I was concerned about how fast the game was going to go because of two running teams. We were able to get them into some second and third and long situations to help us out blitz wise, and some things went our way. But no, I couldn't say enough about our defense, and our kids were flying around, no doubt about that.
All right, I'm going to talk about Kyle Farrell here. The play was so fast, and you can tell me or talk to Bear. I think you saw it on in the fourth quarter. His 78-yard rush, was that a fake double handoff?
So what you got is I'm going to give Kyle a lot of credit here. So we run that play all the time. You guys have seen us do that multiple times throughout the years. And there is a rule that we give the kids that if you start the double handoff, and one, if you're fumbling it or if you don't have a good grasp of it, don't try to hand it off. Or two, if it's really, really cloudy or there's a lot of traffic, you can keep it. And he said that he's about ready to hand it off to Ketman. And he told me afterwards, he goes, hey, it was cloudy and there was a kid right there ready to tackle him, Coach. And I didn't realize it till after the game, watching the film. He made a great read, and obviously we took a deep breath after that, after the big run. But I'm going to give him a ton of credit. He made a great play in a big time situation, and I thought it kind of iced the game for us.
Because that was a play they didn't replay. Right, as soon as he hit the corner, that was it, and because he outran the corner to that side, and when it happened, I said to the guy who was doing the play-by-play, I said, I think that was a faked up handoff. But I know some of the rules of that too. And I just thought, well, what a great call and what a great decision that was made. And for Kyle, to 192 yards, he had a tremendous game. But even more important, you saw this, or I did, and I'm sure a lot of people did too at the game. You don't realize how fast that young man is. There was that fourth down play when they were on their own 12-yard line, and their quarterback, who was pretty decent, rolled to his right, and he ran him down to the 2-yard line. I mean, there was nobody open. The defense did a great job, but I'm sure it was a run pass. I mean, he wanted to pass because they needed a first down, but his closing speed on that play was unbelievable.
Yeah, no, and you're exactly right. Kyle, first off, he's one of these kids, a 3-sport athlete, gym rat, just loves playing. And guys, you come across this thing of, and all football coaches do that, you see kids times in the 40, on the track.
Yep.
You see them weight lift and how strong they are, this and that. But there's regular speed, and then there's game speed.
Yes.
And Kyle has game speed. And I think a lot of our kids have that too. And your best teams do, where, they can chase down the play or, like I said before, the game just seems a little slower to them. They seem a step or two ahead of everybody. And Kyle's one of those guys. He played last year as a sophomore. So he has that experience. Now he comes up this year. The game slowed down for him a little bit, and boy, it was really good for him on Friday, guys. Because I counted, I think it was 3 or 4 times we were 3rd and 6+, and we gave him the ball, and we had some crucial first downs there. And obviously, he makes a big play on the 78-yarder, and then defensively, he was all over the place. So yeah, Kyle had a tremendous game for us.
He sure did.
So you've got him coming back for another year, and then the other kid I want to talk about is Ryan Ketman and his development. I mean, I don't know if they realize he's only a sophomore. And tell you what, Coach, he didn't play like a sophomore.
No, he really didn't. And you know what? We went through one of the deals early in the year. We ran into some injuries, and we know what Ryan was really good. But anyway, you gotta let your season play out, and we're giving kids time and this and that. And so we bring Ryan up to play some DB. Then we go through the injury gig, and hey, let's try him at wing back and see how he responds. And boy, he just responded in a great way. He has deceptive speed. He's very fast. The thing that we're concerned about in that double wing offense is can you block well enough?
Yep.
And one thing I was real happy about with our stretch of playoff of games there, guys, is we went through 3 undefeated teams. And that was prior to the state game. And in all those games, Ryan came up big. And not just on the running side of it, but with the blocking side of it, too. And then we leaned on him a lot in the secondary, particularly against that Marora Forsyth team in the semifinals. We put him on their big tight end, and Ryan came through in a big way. So I'm really happy for him. We put a lot of pressure on him being a sophomore, and he came through in a big way.
Again, just Thrilled for you. Thrilled for your kids and your program. And again, it's just great to get to talk to you during the season. And always appreciate you picking up my phone calls and annoying text and Sunday text and everything else. But again, couldn't be happier for you guys to go ahead and get another one and enjoy it. Definitely enjoy it, Coach.
Enjoy it. Well, hey guys, as I said before, I appreciate the coverage. I being part of the Joliet area football wise is I've always said it's some of the best is in the state, if not the best in the state.
Yep.
And to be a part of that and to be a part of the conversation with you guys with high school football is something our program definitely respects. And we thank you very much for the coverage, guys. And great season. I thought not too. I know the season ends and it's a long season, but once it gets going, it flies. And I know you guys are doing a great job of covering us. So really appreciate it.
All right, pal.
Yes.
Have fun. We appreciate it. And happy holidays.
Yes. Have a great one,
You got
Jeff.
it. Happy holidays to you guys too, guys. Thanks a lot.
All right. Jeff Reen's joining us from Wilmington. And again, just another guy that Joe just picks up whatever we need and takes care of us.
Not only just a great coach, a great human being.
Class act.
I really like him.
Old class act.
Yeah. A class act all the way.
I will say, and I wanted to ask him this, and obviously we let him go. He's got things to do, but I still say their toughest opponent all year was Seneca.
Yes.
After watching tape and seeing their opponents and who they took on, Seneca by far was. I think Seneca was better than any team in the South bracket.
And a lot of teams, as after that game, after you watched the game on the huddle, you said that probably was the state championship game right there.
That's what I said, and I'm going to stick by it. I thought Seneca was that good because Seneca could match Wilmington's physicality on both sides of the line. It was pretty dead even, and just one play here, one play there was a difference in those two games. So, again, thrilled for Wilmington. Congratulations, everybody. Enjoy the celebrations, and we'll see you in about 275 days or so. So, all right, we're going to step aside and take a break. When we come back, open phone lines. My understanding is, Evan, Santa's supposed to stop into the studio.
Oh,
you remember the last time Santa stopped in? It was a little interesting. So we'll see what happens. So don't go anywhere. Stick around. You are listening to 2023 season finale edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports.
At Morningstar Mission, there are plates just waiting to be used to serve a Christmas meal to someone in need. This year, Morningstar Mission has served nearly 10,000 meals a month to men, women, and children in need. And that isn't stopping, especially as we approach Christmas Day. But in reality, our neighbors need so much more than food. They need security.
I began to feel safe enough to just feel like a whole person again.
They need lasting change.
Ultimately, I made a decision to come here because it offered me the opportunity to change.
They need a restored life.
Since being in Morningstar, my basic needs have been met. I have food, I have a place to sleep. They pushed me to get my life back together.
With your gift of just $2.48, this plate can be filled with a Christmas meal that really is more than a meal.
This is more than a plate. This is my opportunity to change.
Be the reason for that hope and change today with every $2.48. Give at morningstarmission.org.
Want even more excitement on game day? It's time to get on Prize Picks, the best way to win big on fantasy sports. Here's how it works. Just pick 2 to 6 players. You can choose more or less on their stats. If you get them right, you could win up to 25 times your cash. It's quick and easy to make your picks. And with fast and safe deposits and withdrawals, Prize Picks is the place to play this season. Prize Picks has awesome weekly promotions, and they're the only daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy, keeping you in the game even if one of your players goes down. Sweat it out. Watch your entry update in real time and continue the fun by making picks on second half and fourth quarter stats. Take your game day experience to the next level with Prize Picks. And right now, you go to prizepicks.com/primetime and use code primetime. Prize Picks is matching your first deposit up to $100. That's prizepicks.com/primetime with code primetime for a 100% deposit match. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for more details.
Ancestry makes the perfect gift to give people because it literally blew my mind.
It's literally like you're giving them something that they would have no knowledge of.
Which is very important because for us to basically be able to find our missing family or to see my indigenous heritage confirmed inside there. It's one gift, but it's so many different things.
Show someone where they came from this holiday season with Ancestry DNA. Now on sale at Ancestry.com.
Hi, this is State Farm Agent John Wright. Every team knows the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I can help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score savings by combining your home and auto with me, State Farm Agent John Wright. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, John Wright, at 815-725-5052 today.
BC Bank, leading the way to your financial wellness. No matter where your financial journey begins, Pathways banking options at Busey are designed with your goals in mind. Busey Bank, building strong financial futures, one family, one street, one city at a time. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Pigskin Preview with EDGYTIM on 1340 WJOL.
And welcome back. It is the 2023 season finale edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL. Will County's News Talk Sports. EDGYTIM along with Coach Joe and Evan Bredesen spinning the dials. And Evan, I hear a rumbling outside the studio. Did you hear that?
You want me to call security?
Do we have security?
Because last time we let this guy in the studio, there was some fallout.
Yeah, there was some interesting stuff that went down. Boy, I don't know.
I'm back.
Up, Santa's here. Hey, Santa's with us in the studio.
I don't know where my beard went. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
That's okay.
How you doing, Santa?
Doing good. It was a little bit better this year, Edge, than last year, with the wind and, it was kind of screwing up the GPS. And, by the way, I just want to tell you, that's who invented GPS was my elves. Okay. And Google Maps, and we sold it for millions. So
good for you.
So we got
good for you.
Yeah, we got it all hooked up. So
excellent. So, you got any gifts for the kids or?
Well, there's some gifts out there, but I don't really give it to the kids until Christmas Eve. So.
Right. But what about some of our kids, the coaches in the area?
I've got some. I've got some for the coaches here, and I've got my list.
Well, what do you got?
Okay, here we go. For Dave Woodburn, Lincoln Way Central.
Okay.
Continued success with his program.
That's pretty lame, but okay.
Well, I think he would take that. Okay, Tyler Plants. I wish for him, and I'm going to give him a statistician for next year. So those numbskulls on the radio can get some stats.
Yeah, I know. I know one numbskull in particular just really has a hang up with that. But okay, that sounds good. I'm sure Tyler will take that. What else you got, Santa?
For my friend over at Joliet West, Dan Tito, a second round playoff game next year.
Awesome.
And a sponsorship for Tito.
Yeah, for Tito's vodka. Yeah, that's got to happen.
Yep.
That's got to happen. That should have happened a while ago.
Yeah, I don't know what's taking them so long. I had to call them.
Like, you imagine getting that call from Santa? Hey, hook this guy up. Okay, Santa.
You got the name. Coach Jackson at Plainfield East.
Okay.
I'm hoping for him and giving him a playoff berth next year for his team.
Not bad. I'm sure they'll take that.
Coach Tully down in Piatone.
Yep.
A bracket without Byron in it.
How about it? I think everyone wants that.
And a $100 gift card for ice cream to Baskin Robbins.
Yeah. We owe Coach Tully's family some ice cream. I still feel bad about that whole ice cream incident. So
can we multiply Byron out of the bracket?
Oh, I wish.
Is there a way we can do that?
If I can,
do you see how young they are?
It's ridiculous.
Well, we'll talk about the freshman court while the other guy will talk.
I think some of those are actually Santa's elves playing for Byron.
Yeah, I don't know. They're pretty. All right, for my guy, Coach Zavonar, Coach Z.
Yep.
He's
Works
the
hard,
championship
Coach.
game, worked very, he gets tired.
Santa. He works very hard.
He gets tired. And so what I got for him is a wake-up service on Thursday nights.
Yeah, that's good.
Just give him a call and wake him up, and so he can come
just
on.
every once in a while.
Right.
Every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
Okay. What else you got?
For Alan Thorson, the head coach at Morris.
Oh, I know this one.
More light poles in his outstanding stadium. That's a great stadium.
Yeah, they got to work on the lights.
Yeah, I think they got to work.
Santa, I don't even think you could see that stadium from when you're flying in with the reindeer. I don't even think you can spot it.
I know the
if
two
they
guys
have the
on the
lights
radio said that they had a little difficulty, seeing at one end of the field there. So.
Well, they're old and kind of blind. So
especially that one guy. He's really old.
Hanson Stadium actually felt bad for the Morris.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how bad they were.
was. Yeah.
Hanson Stadium felt bad.
Yeah, there you go. For Matt Harding, our friend in Minooka, I think you'll love this one, Edgy.
Okay.
An Edgyism.
Yeah, we need to do some work over there.
So Edgy can go to the Minooka football games and not get run out by the police.
Yeah, it's not a good thing. I'm not feeling the love over in Minooka these days.
Oh no,
Aren't you like 2-14 or something?
It's really bad.
Yeah,
it's really bad.
You have Matt Eberflus like numbers.
Yes,
pretty much.
So we're gonna take care of that.
I can't drive through Minooka anymore.
No, I'm gonna get.
It's like on a list.
Yeah. So we're gonna take care of that for you, Edge. All right. To George Chart, the head coach at Lockport, and this is one I thought about for a long time.
This is an easy one, really, but
is.
it's so needed.
But it was hard for me to get this because everybody was just turning me down right off the bat. A sponsorship and a spokesman for Mitt Mobile cell phones.
There you go.
So he can have his own cell phone, and I don't know how good Mitt Mobile is, but
probably not very good. But it's better than obviously nothing that he has now.
Right.
You ever see those phone kiosks in the mall? There's Mint Mobile.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, but we'll take care of that. The Elves are hard working there. For Coach Willie Hayes at Lamont, I wish for him nothing but a healthy team next year. A lot of injuries on that Lamont football
a lot
team
of
this year.
injuries.
A lot of them, and also a spa day for his wife. She deserves probably 2 weeks at a spa with that guy.
I think they all do, Coach.
Yeah, that's true. For Gavin Johnson, the head coach at Reed Custer, another taco truck for next year, and that was a playoff berth.
Yeah, you know what? I think we need a taco truck here at the studio next year.
Maybe
Can you imagine that? We would see more Next Media employees in that stretch of time than we have the entire time I've worked here, like 30 years.
Oh, I would have people stopping me in the building throughout the week going, "Oh, are you guys going to have that taco truck coming back?"
Yeah.
Like, that's the conversation.
Yeah.
That's the way it would go.
Yep.
Okay, for Rob Keene, the head coach at Plainfield Central.
He's our guy. Yep.
An unlimited supply of Snickers. And also,
okay, you want to explain that to the folks?
Yes, that other guy that's out there watching the reindeers, I told him, make sure they don't get away.
Oh, Bob?
No, your buddy. Coach Keene and the other guy he loves Snickers bars as much as the other guy out in the parking lot watching the reindeer.
Okay.
So they would exchange Snicker bars.
All right.
Before any game at Plainfield Central. Also for Coach Keene, a new fungo. Because I heard some rumors that young man is going to be coaching baseball this spring.
Well, there you go.
So a new fungo bat. For Coach Jaws, who we had on, or you had on.
Forget it, Santa. You blew it already.
Right.
Just keep going.
I want to give Jaws a lawn service and snow removal.
Yeah, I could use that.
Not because of just football, because of basketball,
Kids.
baseball,
Yep.
kids. It takes way too much of his time. So I'm going to take care of that for Jaws for this year.
See, I like doing that. It gets me away from everything. I could just put my headphones on.
I'm sure it
cut
does
grass.
Jaws too, but I got to take care of the young man.
You need some bags of pre-popped popcorn.
Yeah.
What he needs.
Yeah.
Spend less time at that
There we
concession
go.
stand.
All right, and
Can you imagine just walking into a grade school and Jaws is behind there making popcorn?
that'd be worth.
Oh,
worth
that's
the price of
video
admission.
camera worthy. That's got to go.
without
Got to
a
get
doubt.
on video. For
Him-
sure.
Oh, that's when you get to the front line. You're like, everybody, do you know who this is?
Oh my God, it's Jake
This is a
Jaworski.
celebrity. Because he would really love that.
How
Yeah.
awesome would that be? He'd
All right.
never come on this
No,
show ever
No,
again.
he won't.
After the dirty look and
All right. The next guy, Coach Raines, the state champion.
Just had him on.
Did you? Okay. Well, yeah.
Well,
I
you
had-
don't have a stereo in the sled?
I
Come
do.
on,
I
Santa.
listened to that. Yes, I heard him. I think this is a perfect gift for Coach Raines.
A gigantic inflatable Jeff Reins to put next to the Gemini Giant. I keep telling you, people.
That's your gift. This is my gift. A purple and white Harley to lead the team out of the woods at home games.
That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to set that up for him.
Well,
and a sidecar.
What a sidecar.
Did you guys see the Egg Bowl, Mississippi State, Mississippi? They had the interim coach lead the team out on an ATV, and all I could think while I was watching that is, that's got to be Jeff Reins next year. That's got to be Jeff Reins next year. He has to lead the team on the field on a Harley.
I like the white and purple Harley, though.
Yeah, that's
good idea.
Yeah, with the Wildcat on it. Yeah,
By the way, I don't know if you saw Santa or you saw Edgy, but the entrance for the Wilmington football team that has become so famous kind of in this area and throughout the state, it actually went viral on Twitter over the Thanksgiving break.
Awesome.
Which I thought was kind of a cool moment for Wilmington and its football team.
No doubt.
Now, I know the guys doing the state games on WJOL, they had they kept talking about this commercial guy. The guy, on Friday, he wore all red, and on Saturday, a guy had a yellow hat on. So I'm going to give a present to the.
Oh, you're talking to TV guys on the field. Okay.
The commercial timeout TV guy. A free weekend in DeKalb during the state playoffs next year. Just to get him out of the way.
Okay.
So we can just play the game. Get him. Yeah, I think he would enjoy, DeKalb.
Those are my people you're offending now, Joe. You got to be careful there. I mean, Santa.
They got great restaurants there.
You could spend the weekend at Fatty's.
They have a great restaurant there.
Well, that's all you need. For Edgy Tim.
Oh, no.
Yes. A year supply of double stuffed Oreos.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I heard that a lot over the weekend, Santa.
There's a little more to that, but I'm not going to go there.
Why not? You've gone everywhere else.
Yeah, well, that other guy.
That's all right. You know what? My new co-host next year, Kenny McReynolds, will forget all about this.
Did you tell that other guy yet? No, not yet.
No.
Okay. For my really good guy Woody, who sees me every Christmas Eve.
It's my dog, by the way. He's the number one Coach Joe fan.
A gift card to the Creamy, so he can go anytime.
Loves
and
the
get his
creamery.
ice cream.
Yep.
To Dave Dwyer, a portable popcorn machine for the booth. That guy just eats popcorn like nobody's business. He had a hard time this weekend because it was hard to get past the lady in the yellow jacket to get food on the third floor. I heard at ISU, so he didn't have any popcorn. But
God forbid!
I know he likes popcorn, so
okay,
a portable popcorn machine.
Awesome. Oh, everyone's getting something this year.
Kevin Malloy, one of our sponsors. Yep. A governor for his car, not Governor Pritzker, but a governor for his car.
Big governor for a car.
So his car cannot go over 70 miles an hour on the highway.
Okay.
Plus,
very good.
my elves worked on an ejector seat on the passenger side with a parachute in case the passengers got ejected out.
Yeah.
You got to watch Kevin.
And what does he do for a living?
He's an insurance.
Wow.
Yeah. I felt sorry for the guy in the passenger seat, but again, he didn't break any sound barriers, he told me. So coming home from ISU.
Okay.
And last but not least, Evan. He goes to Disney World a lot, and I know he loves that place with his wife, Jen. I'm giving him a 2-week, all-expense-paid trip to the North Pole. We call it Wonderland World, where he can, it's 70 degrees.
I'm out of here.
He can come with the sled when I get out of here. Well, I'll wait for you, Evan, at 8:00. But
they can run it on autopilot. They know what they're doing.
That's who invented that stuff. All my elves. But yeah, a 2-week stay at the North Pole, all expenses paid.
Awesome.
Carte blanche. She's got it all. And I'd like to give all the listeners of this show, unfortunately, for
help.
They listen. JCA Bob, the other Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Greg, Captain, Matt Now, and all the listeners.
And that's it.
Have
those are all the
Merry
listeners.
Christmas
So thank you.
and a healthy New Year.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's
All right,
Santa.
everybody, Merry Christmas.
All right, there
Merry
he goes.
Christmas.
There he goes. He's taking off. All right, Santa. I don't think Santa offended too many people this year. I don't think he was as bad this year.
Okay.
I think Santa needs you to punch up the script a little bit next year. We'll work on that. All right. I like this. So Santa should just go home. That's what I would do. I would just leave. I'd leave the studio and go home.
Considering it's his final show.
We got an hour left. All right. Well, Santa took off. Santa's gone, ladies and gentlemen, but we are certainly here. So we're going to step aside and take a break. Don't go anywhere. ABC News, and then we'll come back. Rob Zavonar will join us at early part of 7 o'clock hour. We'll also have Steve Susie. Dave Dwyer will join us, and we'll throw some stuff around and try to get some phone lines open as well. So thanks, everybody, for listening. Don't go anywhere. Hour 2 coming up with the 2023 season edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports.
Can you be up on the news of the day and the issues without being bored?
We say yes, you can.
The Armstrong and Getty Show.
Not just boring, biased political talk. The Armstrong and Getty Show is entertaining, informative, with political commentary, observations on local, national, and international news, and reflections on social issues. Weekdays at 10 a.m. here on 1340.
From the Abri Credit Union Studio, this is Will County's News Talk Sports, WJOL.
From the ABC News, I'm Daria Albinger. An American with dual U.S.-Israeli citizenship is among the latest group of hostages freed by Hamas. She's the second American released during the temporary ceasefire.
49-year-old American Liat Bainan, mother of 3 with ties to Philadelphia and New York, worked as a teacher and tour guide and was kidnapped from kibbutz Nir Oz along with her husband, Aviv. Right after Liat crossed into safety, we spoke with her sister, Tal.
It still took some time until we got the final okay that she really was amongst the people that were returned.
But Liat's husband, Aviv, who was wounded trying to defend his kibbutz, still missing tonight.
ABC's Matt Gutman in Tel Aviv. President Biden visited a clean energy company in Pueblo, Colorado to talk up Bidenomics.
Here in Colorado, the wind turbine manufacturing Vistas is investing $40 million to expand its factory and hire an additional 1,000 employees.
The factory is in Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert's district. California welcoming a new group of migrants.
The 29th bus sent by Texas Governor Greg Abbott to L.A. has arrived here. 52 people, including 18 children, were on board. Since June, migrant aid groups have been receiving the bus loads to arrive in downtown L.A. So far, they say they've cared for 1,045 migrants. About 70%, they say, have stayed in L.A., while others have been helped to get to where they want to go in other parts of the country. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Elon Musk is accusing advertisers who stopped spending on a social media platform in response to anti-Semitic and other hateful material are engaging in blackmail. Is it really macaroni and cheese without the cheese? Kraft Heinz companies come up with a recipe with the same creamy texture and flavor of the original mac and cheese, but replaces it with dairy-free ingredients like fava bean protein and coconut oil powder. You're listening to ABC News.
Oil investments involve a high degree of risk and actual results may vary. Accredited investors, are you tired of the volatility of the stock market? Diversify now while oil continues to go up in price, with expert predictions to be at $125 a barrel soon. When you do, you will get a 100% tax write-off for 2023. Why pay the government all the taxes this year and gamble in the stock market? Savvy and accredited investors use proven strategies that make more money and reduce their taxes. Freedom Crude allows you to take advantage of the enormous profits that both companies and producers of domestic oil have been experiencing. Hurry before December 31st. If you do nothing, you'll pay your fair share of taxes. Or act now and invest in oil and let your money go to work with a 100% write-off on your taxes, while at the same time generating potential income for decades to come. Call Freedom Crude, 800-549-1985. Freedom Crude, 800-549-1985. 800-549-1985.
General Motors announcing a huge stock buyback plan over frustrations with a stagnant share price. GM plans to buy back $10 billion of its shares over the next year, or about a quarter of its market value. The company is also telling investors it can absorb increased labor costs from the UAW strike. Private equity giant Blackstone will acquire the pet care app Rover in an all-cash deal valued at $2.3 billion. That deal is expected to close in the first quarter of 2024. An in-depth review of electric vehicle ownership from those who drive them.
EVs have proven to be far less reliable on average than gas-powered cars, trucks, and SUVs, according to Consumer Reports. Its latest survey finds 2021 through 2023 model years had on average 80% more problems than vehicles propelled with regular combustible engines. EV owners reporting not only problems with the battery and the charging systems, but also with the way the car's body panels fit together. Consumer Reports Senior Director of Auto Testing, Jake Fisher, describes the problems as growing pains and says things will get better as the technology improves. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin calls it the biggest single demonstration of sun-powered renewable electricity in Appalachian public schools. Wayne County Schools strikes a deal with a solar hauler to convert the entire system to solar power. This is ABC News.
The holiday season is right around the corner, so give the gift that's hard to wrap but easy to give. Give them a Stihl. With powerful trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws to place under the tree, the Stihl Holiday Gift Guide has something for everyone. Save $20 on the BGA 57 battery-powered blower. Visit your local Stihl dealer or go to stihlusa.com/gift guide. Real Stihl. Find yours. Now $179.99 was $199.99 MSRP. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Daria Albinger, ABC News.
Hi, this is State Farm Agent John Wright. Every team knows the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I can help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score savings by combining your home and auto with me, State Farm Agent John Wright. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, John Wright, at 815-725-5052 today.
There's nothing more important than family. That's why we at Farkas Funeral Home strive to put our families first. Our facility is designed to bring you the comforts of home as you celebrate the life of a loved one. We understand how important this time is for your family, so we only service one family at a time to give you all the privacy you and your family will need. Our facility is equipped with a large parking lot to accommodate all of your guests, a large kitchen, and a bright and open layout of the facility to give you all the comforts of home. Stop in and visit us on the corner of Jefferson and Essington and Joliet or at FarkasFuneralHome.com.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Immerse yourself in premium nationwide coverage, contract-free plans, and always-free activation with Consumer Cellular, now at your local Target. While you're there, check out our newest phone, the Iris Flip. It's all the phone and camera you need. Plus, it features a user-friendly design, making it the perfect flip phone. From now to December 16th, you can score $10 off when you buy the Consumer Cellular Iris Flip at Target, making it only $39.99. Visit your nearest Target for the full scoop.
Hey, Chicagoland. Willowbrook Ford is talking real turkey with our most aggressive offers in over 5 years. Bigger than any Black Friday or Cyber Monday sale. The year-end savings event starts now at Willowbrook Ford. No markups, no games. Buy now and save thousands on over 400 new or quality pre-owned vehicles in our huge inventory. With rates as low as 0% and with up to $3,000 in retail customer cash on new Fords. Get pre-approved at willowbrookford.net. Are you stuck in your loan or lease? Willowbrook Ford wants to get you released, even if you owe thousands more than your trade is worth. So you can drive a new Ford or quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV for less. Hurry and save big, because the best deals are the first to go at Willowbrook Ford, the home of the 10% bigger discount. Conveniently located on Route 83, half mile north of I-55, 4 miles south of I-88, or online at willowbrookford.net. 0% for 48 months is $20.83 per thousand financed on select models. Subject to lender approval. Offers not combined.
Your official home for Joliet and Will County sports is 1340 WJOL.
And welcome back. It is hour number 2 of the 2023 season finale of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL. Will County's News Talk Sports, of course, this episode and every episode of Pigskin Preview Brought to you by State Farm agents John Wright and Joliet and Kevin Malloy in New Lenox. Like a good neighbor, Joe.
State Farm is there.
And again, want to thank those guys and really everyone for listening, for putting up with us for 14 plus weeks. Certainly, Joe, your wife, Deb, and my wife, Denise, and Jen, your wife, Evan, and well, just for putting up with us in general. So it's again, much appreciated. Back out to the phone lines we go, being joined by the head coach of your Lincoln Way East Griffins, Rob Zavonar, joining us. And Coach, appreciate you taking some time to join us tonight, and welcome aboard for one last time this year.
No, I appreciate it. And if we're talking on the Week 14 show, it means things went good, right?
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Again, another battle. Every time you two battle, it's pretty epic. It's back and forth, and one of these days, pal, you're going to find a way to beat them. You're going to get it done.
Yeah. We're fortunate to get by them in 2017 up in Northern, and taken it on the chin since, and try to figure out how to kind of close the gap with them. And every time it seems like we do, they get better too. So you replace John Holisek, a legend, a Hall of Famer, with Charlie Bliss and Pat Fitzgerald, and you combine that with tremendous coaching staff and great players, and they work extremely hard at it. And you see the product they put on the field is pretty elite. And our guys battled. Would have liked to have felt like we played at our absolute best and did a few things uncharacteristically that we hadn't done during the year, especially on defense, but it wasn't a lack of effort or heart or passion or anything like that. We just had a few breakdowns, and most of that credit goes to Loyola. But also proud of our group, special senior class, 44-2 during high school, 26-2 on the varsity, with their only losses in the state championship game. So very, very special senior class. We knew it when they came in as freshmen. They did nothing but uphold that. We had 6 kids that were 3-year starters and a handful of others that were 2-year starters, and just awful proud of them. You're going to see a whole bunch of them go on to play college football, and you're going to see just about all of them go on and be successful men in our society. So just, you get a little worried about the state of the world once in a while, but then you hang out with these kids of ours, and it makes you feel a lot better about the future of our country, because if they're the leaders, we're going to be all right.
Rob, in their first 2 possessions, they really spread you guys out, and then there's other teams that did that too. Do you believe me? Because especially of your front 4, but with their size and speed, and again, I could tell 4 stories up how kind of big they were, and they just kind of spread things out and used the quarterback or the running back in the running game, and it really was like either 5-on-5 or 5-on-6 at the offensive line. And you take the 2 possessions of the game away, you guys played an even game pretty much. So your adjustments to that, what they were trying to do to you, and your coaching staff, I thought, did a great job from that point on.
Yeah, well, thanks. And they certainly had us out-coached early, and they did a tremendous job. And I think the backbreaker was the probably the score right before half. We had a chance to go in down 13-7, totally outplayed, but only down 13-7, getting the ball. And they went down the field real quick and scored with just a few seconds left in the first half. So that's the one that's going to haunt us a little bit. But, you felt like you were on your heels defensively almost all night. Give our credit to, had we had a normal, gritty, tough overall defensive effort, that 15 points of ours might have held up. And I thought our offense did a nice job. And we beat them in the second half 8-6, and that's loser talk and a moral victory. But right now,
that is exactly right. I mean, it was like I said, you take those kind of touchdown right before it, but you take the first 2 with your.
I might have mentioned it was kind of like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter. We didn't really want to talk about some of the stuff that was going on for us defensively. We went 4 weeks without giving up a score, 5 weeks giving up only 6 points. And, they give them credit. They got us on our heels a little bit, but an awful special defense that I think deserves to be spoken of maybe one of the best we've had there. We gave up 5.7 points per game all season, gave up 80 points for our first defense in 14 games. So I'm not a big stat guy, but there's a lot to go back and be proud of, and we're still stinging a little bit. But we had some closure on Sunday. We had some closure yesterday with equipment turn-in. We got nice picture day coming up along with our banquet, and just opportunities to spend a little more time with the kids. And again, helping them now move on to college, and just a special group. And we're going to look back and have a ton of great memories. I just, for their sake, I was hoping they could maybe finish on top and finish the storybook, Cinderella story, and all that. But we're not going to hang our heads, and we're awful proud of them. And we do have to give credit to the opponent here.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Is there like a rule or a law that like every year Loyola has to have a kid number 87 that's like 6'6" and
Well,
220?
that's what we were talking about. We went back and checked names because we thought maybe it was the same kid for the last. Number
It's
15 always plays quarterback. 87 always is a 6'6" tight end. I think they just are at a point where they can recruit measurables just like Division I, and they're able to go out and say that these are the kids they're taking, and it's almost like the same kid, and or it's the same kid, but it's a different kid in the same jersey. And it's pretty impressive, and I don't know how you get to that level. I don't begrudge them because they didn't make the rules, but it's an awful impressive all-star team they're putting together up there. And again, it's not Loyola didn't make the rules of their players, and their players work their tails off, and their coaches are great coaches. So you're doing things within the rules set forth, and God bless you, and they've done a hell of a job.
Yeah, and I don't know. I do a podcast. I did a podcast every week with Mike Clark from the Chicago Sun-Times, and he had some really nice things to say about your post game and how you handled things. And I believe he said you were the only coach that congratulated the other coach on winning. Is that kind of sad though, that we've gotten to the point with sportsmanship where it's almost kind of gone out the window?
Well, I can't speak for others. I just know that at some point you admire an elite performance and a great team, and they have that. And again, they didn't set the rules, and they're just doing the best they can by the rules, and they're doing a great job. So I'm going to leave it at that, and we're just going to keep working hard and developing our kids. We take a lot of pride in taking kids from 2 junior highs and making them as good as we can, and it's been very gratifying and satisfying throughout the 23, 24 years.
Hey, Joe.
We'll just take care of our own and do the best we can, you know?
Yep. Hey, Joe, I don't know if you noticed, but number 2 had a really nice touchdown catch in that game.
Yeah, he did.
Well, I didn't
sure
see it
did.
because I was trying to figure out how to stop 15 and the rest of the crew on their side. So I didn't see it. I watched it later, and again, when the sting wears off a little more, it's going to be a very special family memory.
Yeah, it was a great catch. It really was.
Yeah. And a big score at the time.
Yes,
for sure.
Huge score.
Yeah, it was a 4th down play, and we had the heavy offense in, and we had gone to the run a couple times. So Coach made a great call on the play action, and then the kid made a lucky catch. Right, we'll just leave it at that for right now.
Yep. So I want to know how long it takes the family to come down from a season, and you know who else I'm talking about. It's more than you and the boys.
Yeah,
Mama's number one. Mama's number one Griffin fan. So
no, there's no doubt, and it's a little bit of a detox period, and I certainly don't compare it to the military. But I have a brother, and he went in the Marine Corps, and he got home from boot camp, and for 3 weeks he couldn't sit still, and it's kind of what we're doing right now. You got to detox a little bit, and kind of you wander around aimlessly a little bit, wondering who you're supposed to watch and what you're supposed to do next. Because it's a grind over the 14 weeks and even a little more than that, count 2 days. And again, there's a neglected wife and mother here that I'll never, ever be able to repay. But when I wrap things up here, I'm going to do my best to help to repay her, even though I can never repay what she's done for me and our boys and our family. And we live it, we breathe it, we love it, and we'll take the heartache and disappointment because there's an awful lot of joys and celebrations to go along with it as well.
No, I know you're a big Country Thunder fan, but it's December, so it's going to be kind of hard to find an event like that to take her to.
One thing I did do is I did buy the Kenny Chesney, Zach Brown Soldier Field tickets this past 2 weeks.
There you go. So I was going to ask, what event do you have lined up for you and the wife? That's what I was trying to figure out.
Well, you know what? We've got a little 3-day getaway to Marco Island here in about 2 weeks.
Very good.
And then I did buy the 4 seats for the Kenny Chesney, Zach Brown concert down at Soldier Field on June 15th. So we got to do some little things right to be regular people once in a while.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Pal.
Oh, and I got another fun thing we're going to do. We're spending Christmas Day at Arrowhead Stadium watching Nick Allegretti and the Kansas City Chiefs.
There you go.
Is that better than hanging out at your mother-in-law's? I won't comment on that, but because I love my mother-in-law, but I'm kind of excited about Arrowhead.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? You might run into to Taylor Swift. You just never know.
Yeah, she might be in a little better seat, but anyway.
Well, again, my friend, we appreciate you. You pick up our phone calls. You come on when we ask you to come on, and again, just thank you for all your help.
Yes.
Well, you know how I feel about you guys. You're a blessing, and I want to just continue. It wouldn't be the same without you, so thanks again.
All right, Rob. All right, Rob's
Merry
about
Christmas,
Can
Rob.
I just do a real quick shout out? I
Yeah.
just needed to publicly congratulate Jeff Rentz out of Wilmington and to Jaws over at JCA as well. That was something I wanted to do. So thanks for allowing that.
You got it, pal.
Yep, you got it.
All right, Rob.
Thanks, man.
All right, Rob Zvonar joins us from Lincoln Way East, and again, just class.
Just a class. I mean,
100%.
they all are. I mean, you know, Rob and his staff, and they're a very good coaching staff also. I mean, we're fortunate in our area, and the reason why we have such a good football is because of the men who coach these young men.
Joe, how do you beat them?
Boy,
I don't know.
I don't know. I was just, and you said it early in the year when you saw them live, and you kept telling me about their receivers and how big they were and stuff. I don't know. I really don't know.
Huge. I don't know. I don't get it either. So, I mean, I get it, but yeah, there's something else.
Didn't the second half of the Mount Carmel Loyola game, I thought it gave a little insight into maybe how you could beat them. I'm getting the ball out to the perimeter, getting guys in one-on-one, and just if my athlete beats your athlete.
Boy,
and they do a lot of that already, but I mean, Loyola is so good in the open field.
You got to have those athletes.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can out athlete them at some spots, but you know what? The problem too is that's another really good coaching staff, and they're going to find a way to adjust to that usually pretty quickly.
Well, what do you talked about the wide receivers? I mean, their three starting wideouts are 6'6", 6'5", and 6'4".
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to see.
How do you cover that? With
the
your
running back is
corners?
6'1", 6'2".
Your nickel corner is 6 inches shorter than the guy he's covering. In some cases.
Yep. And they're all fast.
Yeah.
They all got good speed.
No doubt. All right. Well, we appreciate Rob joining us, and again, just great to have him on.
Yes.
There's a step aside. We're going to come back. We're going to open it up a little bit. We're going to have Steve Susi on. We'll talk about some of the quote unquote bigger picture things out there in IHSA football, and we'll recap some stuff as well. So don't go away. You're listening to 2023 season finale of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. We're as stupid as ever.
This is an announcement. State spokesperson who's not a lawyer. The Pulaski Law Firm with the main office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this announcement. This advertisement is not legal advice, and the choice of an attorney should not be based solely on advertisements. Services are not available in all states.
Attention, previous patients or colleagues of Dr. Fabio Ortega. In 2022, Dr. Fabio Ortega was found guilty of sexual abuse of patients. Fabio Ortega's abuse occurred while he was serving as an OBGYN at North Shore University Health System and Swedish Covenant Hospital. If you are a patient of Dr. Fabio Ortega, call 800-416-0402. Dr. Ortega's employers, North Shore University Health and Swedish Covenant Hospitals, failed to protect patients from crimes they knew he was committing. Pulaski Kirker is an expert in holding physicians and the institutions that hire them accountable while protecting confidentiality and the patient's emotional and mental state. If you were assaulted by Dr. Fabio Ortega, call Pulaski Kirker 24/7 at 800-416-0402 for a free confidential consultation. You don't pay anything unless we win. Call 800-416-0402. That's 800-416-0402.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Got a problem with your car? Here's a chance to talk to the experts. Listen in this Thursday at 9:35 to Car Talk with the experts from the service department at Darcy Buick GMC. Call in with your questions about any vehicle and get honest, experienced answers about your car. Plus, get helpful tips for keeping your car in great shape for every season. Listen to Car Talk this Thursday at 9:35 a.m. Brought to you by Darcy Buick GMC on Essington Road in Joliet and at darcymotors.com. Right here at 1340 WJOL. Will County's News Talk Sports.
Save big money at Menards and make sure your home or small business never misses a call with an AT&T cordless telephone. It features 3 handsets with caller ID, a digital answering system, and more of the professional features you need. Save big money and pick up the AT&T cordless telephone for $59.99 at Menards. Remember, a Menards gift card makes a great gift. Price is good through December 3rd.
More season's greetings to you all from Menards.
High school football on 1340 WJOL.
And welcome back to the 2023 season finale of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. I want to thank our sponsors, State Farm agents Kevin Malloy in New Lenox and John Wright in Joliet. Yeah, Joe, like a good neighbor, State Farm's there. I know. It's all right. We'll move on. Hey, let's go out to the phone lines. Always a pleasure to bring this gentleman in. He's probably detoxing like the rest of us. The one and only Steve Susi. Hello, sir. Steve, you there? Hello. Unfortunately, I think we lost Mr. Susi.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Hello.
Wake up and go to sleep.
You want to talk about detoxing? I mean, I just forgot that I had the mute button on. So,
it's okay.
That goes for that.
We're
I mean,
you're okay.
Once again, I'm just glad that your standards are so low for, people that you reach out to in situations like this. I can't even operate my phone.
You're one of the high profile ones. So yeah, that really says something, how low our standards are. So do we start whining about districts yet, or should we wait a little while?
I've been talking about this a lot, and I mean, I'd like to think that I'm not whining about it, but I guess I'm frustrated with the process of how these are being. I guess it's the softest way that I can say it is kind of being pushed on us.
Yes.
I think
without knowing what they are, but go ahead and vote for it anyway.
Yeah, and I think that's what bothers me the most about it. I've been pretty strident about saying, hey, can we, if you want to know what's going on here, please, let's talk about it. Let's not vote uninformed, because that's what I'm worried about here. And the way that this has been set up is, I guess, what I'm really concerned about, because you know what happened. We went through this cycle before, and what's not here this time is the opportunity to see what it looks like and then go, hey, wait a minute, maybe this isn't the best idea.
Which obviously that's what happened the last time. That's what happened the last time. And people saw it and said, what? And voted against it. But can't do that this time.
In resounding numbers. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the big question is, are the people that saw the light going to vote no again, or are they going to get duped into voting yes again?
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. I mean, I keep hearing that seems to be more support for this time.
No, I don't.
And the people I'm talking to don't seem to be supporting it. So that's where my disconnect is. And I don't think I'm talking to a small slice here. Over the past week or two, I have talked to a lot of people. And if I had to draw a straw poll on the results of what I've been hearing, I think this thing gets defeated resoundingly, but yet there's still this sniping that seems to be coming from somewhere saying, no, there's support for this. It could go through. So I think what we're going to have in the end of this is a pretty darn close vote that could literally go either way.
Yeah, I don't, after how things went down the first time, I'm not putting anything past them. I think it's going to get voted for again. And as you said, now this time around, it's a very short window. I'm sure by choice, knowing that we would not have another session to where they could change their mind and vote this thing out again. So that's the biggest fear.
I asked somebody who put it together that question point blank, and they admitted that yes, that was the reason. They didn't want to, as they described it, didn't want to induce panic after people saw what it was. And my opinion on that is, why are we even worried about the word panic? If you're not willing to show me what it is, I think there's probably some problems about what you're trying to sell.
Are we ever going to get a public-private vote or no?
You know, I think if that was wanted, we'd already have it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, logistically for, you know, when you look at it, I mean, I don't know how all this works. I know there's a percentage on the legislative commission of, you know, private and public, but just in sheer volume of numbers, if this was what we were going to do, I can't imagine why someone wouldn't have simply put out a proposal saying such. And if there's as much discontent as there seems to be about this, why it wouldn't pass through on flying colors.
Yep.
That's really what it comes down to me. That's what's confused me for a while about this. I personally don't really want it to happen, while recognizing that the current system needs some tweaking.
Yeah. The other thing I keep asking myself is it louder objection or just a different venue for the objection?
I think it might be both.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it feels like. I mean, it definitely seems a little bit louder this year than it has in a while. And the numbers, other than early in the playoffs, don't seem to support that level of volume increase, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, we had one class where it was heavily dominated by privates. We had 2 in the final. I mean, we had 3 win. I mean, I think some of the people that are complaining about this, the only solution that's satisfying to them would be if no privates win titles.
Yeah, right. Yep.
So, I mean, there's got to be a happy medium in here somewhere that we can find. I mean, one of my main bones of contention has always been, I think it's far too easy for teams to lose their multipliers. And we get this cycle effect that happens. You lose your multiplier, you drop down a couple of classes, you dominate everybody. Everybody screams about it. Then they go back up, have a little bit more trouble competing at that level, probably where they should be in the grand scheme of things. Lose the multiplier, go back. It's just this spinning wheel that I think causes a lot of consternation with people.
How did Illinois State fare, in your opinion, Joe? You were there as well. I'd like to hear feedback from you. How'd you enjoy ISU?
I thought it was a great venue, Steve. I saw you a lot on the weekend, and I just thought it was they did a tremendous job there at Illinois State and accommodating the media, and it was I thought it was just a little bit smaller version of U of I.
Yeah, I thought I would agree with you, Coach. I mean, it was a kind of a comfortable environment. It felt a little bit cozier, in that situation. And the one thing that really impressed me, I know they've hosted it before, but for a first time, in a long time, I didn't think there were a lot of hiccups that you would usually find with a venue change of that nature. So credit to them. There weren't a lot of at least I spent a lot of time there. There weren't a lot of real visible problems that irritated me, and I'm an easily irritable guy. So for that to not happen, kudos to them, at least in that sense. We can't all be hanging out in studio, just having people catering to their every whim like some people, but the rest of us seem to do fine at Illinois State.
Daniel Dwyer listening and chimed in and said, except for the food. Yeah, I heard a lot of griping and complaints about concession prices and variety and stuff. It was very bare bones. I can tell you, I have talked to some people at ISU regarding some of these issues, and I was told that much like the Chicago sports teams, they have very little control over that. that is done by their third party concessionaire, and they really don't have a whole ton of input. So unfortunately, I don't know how that's going to change anytime soon. Maybe it will. You don't know. They might get a new concessionaire.
My bar was pretty low. I got a couple bags of potato chips, so I was fine.
So, Seuss, no, you don't count. I know you. Yeah, your bar is incredibly low. So
yeah,
you're on those weekends. You're like a pack mule. You eat a little bit of here and then you carry it for the rest of the day. So yeah, no.
I got stuff to do, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You'll eat later. But that was probably, I would say that was probably the biggest complaint I saw from fans and heard from people was the food and the concessions. People did like, I think, just being in the stadium, in the seating areas, very good reviews. And again, it wasn't cavernous. Even the big crowd seemed bigger than they were. One thing, Susan, we talked about too, and I have a theory on this. I'd like to know your theory as well. The crowds weren't great. Why?
Yeah, I mean, I think I was expecting better on Saturday, to be completely honest with you. I really thought, especially with the lineup, you had a lot of pedigree programs going up against one another. Programs that tend to travel pretty well. But honestly, when I looked in the stands after each one of those games, I think the only one where the crowd kind of delivered about at the range that I thought it would have been Cary Grove and East St. Louis. I thought Cary Grove traveled very well, and East St. Louis always tends to. But as we got deeper into the day, the crowds were not as significant as I thought they were. I mean, I think, it was a little chillier, at night than, so like you and I talk about this, you're not going to draw the casuals in that situation. But I really did kind of expect them to be a little bit better. I know they don't release those numbers anymore, but I'd really, really be intrigued to find out what they actually were, especially in the Saturday evening session.
Yeah, I thought the numbers for the last game, for being, an hour late, and I thought the Lincoln Way East and Loyola crowd was pretty decent.
Yeah, I would agree. But it was one of those things, where you just kind of get used to kind of expecting that there'd be not only the people that are there, but, a fairly significant portion of people that are just big high school football fans.
Right. Yeah.
That, are kind of there adding to that number. And, they kind of congregate on the edges of the bleachers. And I was looking for those people because,
those are our people, Suze.
Those are our people. Those are the people that, that want to talk about, crazy, dumb things like I do. So, I'm always on the lookout for them, but it just didn't seem like there was as many of those there. Yeah. And maybe it was because of the, the change in venue and the change in setup. Because, one of my things to do in Champaign is just go hang out by where the Coaches Association area is and run into some scuzzballs that I'm usually used to talking to on a regular basis. Yep. So, I if that existed, I didn't know where it was. Like I said, getting used to a new venue maybe changed some of that. So,
I think there was that. I also think weather plays a factor, like it or not. Yeah. It was cold. Yep. Weather's going to chase away the casual fan. You mentioned the makeup of the teams, but see, to me, I went back and watched a lot of film. Like I watched Nazareth Academy's couple of rounds.
Yep.
Guys, they didn't draw at home very well. So if they're not going to draw at home very well, they're sure as hell not going to draw very well at a state championship.
Yep.
Mount Carmel did not draw very well.
No, I was surprised with that, Zeus.
And Mount Carmel, I've tried to tell people this for years, and I get beaten around for it, but no one's told me I'm wrong. They don't draw great in the state finals. They never have. They just don't get the crowds. And again, to be fair, Mount Carmel gets great crowds at home now that they're on campus. A lot better crowds at home now than they used to get at Gately, but they don't really travel. And I think that's part of it too.
Let me ask you a question on this topic, Edgy.
Yes, sir.
Could a split venue ever work?
Could a what venue?
Split venue. Big classes in the city, 1 through 4 at ISU. Could that work?
I mean, I think from an attendance standpoint, it's a possibility, but from a TV standpoint, it'll never happen.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. it's something that people have brought up to me in the past. I don't think it would logistically. I don't think it would work, but I certainly think that if numbers were the concern, that I think that would deliver them.
And then you're splitting. I'm assuming you're trying to do this in the same weekend. Just assuming.
I would guess, yeah.
And then you're even splitting IHSA, the very limited numbers that IHSA has. You're splitting them in half.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been suggested. I mean, I've had people. My favorite is, well, we'll do the small classes in Southern Illinois. Yeah, because there's so many Southern Illinois teams that make the state finals. No, you're better off doing those in DeKalb.
Yeah,
there's more teams in the northern western part than there are in Southern Illinois that make the small schools.
Yeah, no, definitely true. But like I said, I mean, I don't know the answers to this. Like I said, new venue, so it was kind of getting a feel for what it looks like when it is, a pretty good crowd. Is it a good crowd? I don't know, because I don't have anything to compare it against from a blueprint standpoint, other than I was gonna run over and ask Coach Joe between games when he wasn't working to count them up in the stands for me, because I wanted to know the answer, but I don't know if he would have got that done for me.
Nice.
So, but other than that, I don't know the answer.
Hey,
so,
one more
overall, a plus.
One more real quick before we cut you loose. Again, I always appreciate your time. Cary Grove. I ended up ranking them, I think, 7 or 8. And I know others have as well. I'm not sure. First of all, where'd they wind up? Did you do your final yet?
I put them at 5.
Okay. So are we all wrong?
I mean, no. I mean, I don't know for sure. It's.
I mean, you have to answer to McHenry County a lot more than I have to.
Well, it's one of those things. I mean, and we've talked about rankings over twice, then 3 times on Sunday. But when you're looking at the final one, I mean, the only thing that was clear in my mind in terms of ranking, because I rank all class, I know you do yours that same way. Yeah. The only thing that was clear is you have to put Loyola at the top. Yep. I mean, but beyond that, then you get into these little seismic arguments over, to me, it's impressive that you beat East St. Louis in that situation, a very talented team. But you go back to the regular season. I mean, 2 losses in the regular season. Once again, not taking anything away from that East St. Louis win. But if you put them against the other teams that won this weekend, or maybe the teams that lost, do they beat them? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I mean,
I'd love to see Loyola defense against Cary Grove's offense. I would love to see how that would go. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, like, let's play it. I want to play a tournament of champions and find these things out for once and for all. But yeah, it's so tricky. But all credit to Cary Grove and what they did.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, especially that last drive. I mean, like,
amazing.
I told somebody before, was talking about it. I mean, if high school football had a museum, that drive belongs in it.
Brad Seberg is going to be talking about that drive for years in coaches' clinics. Guarantee it.
Yeah. Yep. No doubt about it. But it was, very impressive what they did. But, you have to, this as well as anybody, Edge. You play the hand you're dealt, and they were dealt East St. Louis, and they figured out a way to win the hand. So credit to them. Yep.
All right, pal. Always great to talk to you. Thanks for joining us all year. And, I'll probably talk to you in a couple of days.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you soon, guys.
All right. Steve Susie joining us from Friday Night Drive. And again, just another class guy that I'm proud to call him my friend. So, all right, we'll step aside and take one more break. When we come back, the Dewmeister General, Dave Dwyer, will join us. We'll recap the season and all that other fun stuff. You're listening to the 2023 season finale of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk
sports. Will County Seniors, a nonprofit organization serving senior citizens and their families, has provided resources and programming to senior citizens in the county since 1966. Through a variety of activities and support services, Will County Seniors helps adults over 55 maintain their independent, active lifestyle. As our community has grown over the decades, so have our services to the families of seniors. The next phase of Will County Seniors will be the opening of the Ovation Center in Romeoville. The over 100,000 square foot Ovation Center will serve as a gathering place for seniors and a place where seniors and their families can go for valuable services. Leasing offices within the Ovation Center provide an ideal opportunity for businesses or service organizations that work with seniors and their families, such as medical offices or massage therapy, or professional services including legal, financial, and insurance services. For more information about leasing space for your growing business in the Ovation Center, visit theovationcenter.org. That's theovationcenter.org.
Want even more excitement on game day? It's time to get on Prize Picks, the best way to win big on fantasy sports. Here's how it works. Just pick 2 to 6 players and choose more or less on their stats. If you get them right, you could win up to 25 times your cash. It's quick and easy to make your picks. And with fast and safe deposits and withdrawals, Prize Picks is the place to play this season. Prize Picks has awesome weekly promotions, and they're the only daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy, keeping you in the game even if one of your players goes down. Sweat it out. Watch your entry update in real time and continue the fun by making picks on second half and fourth quarter stats. Take your game day experience to the next level with Prize Picks. And right now, you go to prizepicks.com/primetime and use code primetime. Prize Picks is matching your first deposit up to $100. That's prizepicks.com/primetime with code primetime for a 100% deposit match. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for more details.
Let's be honest, insurance rates have skyrocketed over the last 18 months and none of us are happy. This is State Farm agent Kevin Malloy, and I feel the same pain you do when the bill comes in the mail. When times are at their worst, people are looking for someone they can trust. And with 5 consecutive years of being named the best in the insurance category, why not consider calling the Malloy Agency? 815-463-5800. Like a good neighbor, we are and will be there when you need us.
At Busey Wealth Management, we're proud to partner with individuals, families, and foundations, ensuring possibilities become achievements. From preserving and enhancing your assets to securing your legacy for future generations, we're focused on your success. UC Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Every other Thursday at 9:30 a.m. is Law Day on WJOL, brought to you by Rathbun, Cervinak, and Kozel, where you will hear legal information every family should know regarding estate planning, wills, trusts, and the ins and outs of legal issues in family courts. You'll hear what to do and what not to do, and tips to help you navigate the court system, all with the attorneys from Rathbun, Cervinak, and Kozel. This Thursday, 9:30, right here on WJOL, 1340, Will County's News Sports.
High school football on 1340 WJOL.
And welcome back. We are making the final turn home, Coach Joe, for the 2023 Pigskin Preview. The coach, myself, Evan, appreciate everybody listening, everybody joining us. And again, just appreciate our sponsors, appreciate our fans out there, everybody on YouTube watching us and sending us messages and what have you. We appreciate you guys. I know Leon Payne mentioned something about it needs to be an indoor facility, and I think people would obviously show up more. Yeah, Leon, but
I agree.
We ain't got one of those.
Not yet.
I think once we do, it'll change. And then also Jerry Miller, districts. Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit with Dewey. But hey, joining us now, the one and only Dave Dwyer, the Velvet Voice veteran play-by-play man here at 1340 WJOL. Dewey, thanks for joining us.
Always a pleasure, gentlemen.
Overall thoughts on the season?
Well, I can't forget this because I'm getting blown up about this. So Joe has graded the officials all year. Every week, he's given every crew a grade. So, Joe, what is the final grade?
Oh boy, that Cary Grove, the referee in the Cary Grove. I don't know if you noticed, Edge, the Cary Grove East St. Louis game. The referee, he didn't know which way was up.
Yes,
half the
is
time.
that the same guy with the spot, the double spot?
Yeah, yeah. And we mentioned, David, you and I mentioned on the air sometimes and I talked to Edgy this week about the side judges. And he noticed it too. One side judge would have it marked in one spot, and the other side judge would have it marked in another spot.
Yep.
And I don't
It's
know.
age. Some of it's age.
Yeah, it could be. But I'd have to go with a C+ for the year.
All right, C+, and I'll exclude our good friend Tom Hugg's crew from this because they're above that.
It was very nice having Tom up in the booth with us.
No, I'll be honest. I'm not being a smart aleck, which I usually am. How many games did Tom do? Because I usually a handful of times. I don't think I saw him once this year.
We saw him two.
Because I know
him
he's
at least twice.
I know he has this new career that he's focusing on, and it's good for him, by the way. I don't know how many games he did this year. I didn't see him much.
And he told us he told me, I don't know if you heard him or not, but like they get the referees after the second week, and he was told, well, you've had too many state champions.
Yeah.
I disagree with that. You try to get the best officials.
If you're a good ref, if you're doing well, then you should be doing it every year.
I totally agree with that. Whether I'm sure they'd want to do that too, because I know Tom has his son on the crew and he does a great job, and he would like to get him a state championship game. But it's just crazy how they select the officials for that game.
Edge, something Joe might not have told you, but he broke into the stadium Saturday morning.
What was that?
He did what?
He broke into the stadium.
You broke into the stadium Saturday morning? Attaboy, Joe.
Well, we get there and there's nobody there, of course. It's 8:20. So I see a couple people down at the south end. I go, how does media get in? We got to set up. We're doing the game at 10 o'clock. They go, well, the gates don't open until 10 or 9. I go, okay. So I walk back to the car and it's cold. And so then we're watching people get out of a car and going in. So I walked over to the gate, and the gate had the lock on it, but it wasn't locked. So I waved to Dewey, and Daniel said, grab the equipment, let's go. So I just opened up the lock and we got in. Nobody bothered us. So
I mean, it's Illinois State. How much security are they really going to have?
Exactly.
What, are they going to steal the stadium or?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh boy.
So I did.
Favorite game this year, boys? Which one did you enjoy?
Oh gosh.
Dewey?
I'm thinking. I mean, there was so many good ones. I mean, we always love when we go down to Wilmington.
Yeah.
That was a good game. Reedster Wilmington, that one sticks out to me a little bit. I think Z and Lincoln Way East, I mean, obviously they went undefeated. But, Joe, I think you'll agree the performance they put on at Lockport is the point of the year where they kicked into another gear.
Yes, I agree. Most certainly.
By the way, I'm going to make a prediction for 2024. Daniel Dwyer is going to become a star, a media star. I'm predicting that right now. He's already more entertaining than his father.
Oh, of course he is. Oh, he was very entertaining on Saturday.
Already.
You, me.
Okay. I will tell you this. You guys had Jaws on earlier and talking about his son. I can't tell you how much I appreciate all you guys, Evan, everybody. You guys are always great with Daniel, but Daniel can't stop talking about Saturday and how much fun he had with Kevin Malloy.
Yes. Kevin said that too on the way home. He had a lot of fun with Daniel.
Good. Excellent.
I was picking bugs out of my teeth, but no.
He's going to be a star. There's no doubt about it. As far as God, there was something I was gonna mention to you guys. All of a sudden, I can't remember. So everybody realize, we love doing this. That's why we're here. I mean, we're not doing it for the money. That's for sure. People don't realize that. I mean, it's exciting. I've been with Joe for a long time now. Next year, I'll have a new co-host in Kenny McReynolds. So we'll see. We'll see how things go with that transition. Yep. It's a joke, by the way. But again, it's great to work with all you guys, and I know it's not setting up, and I know I appreciate all the work that you do, and I appreciate being able to give you guys grief all the time because I really enjoy doing that. But we are a team here. We are a team. We're a team.
Yes.
There's no doubt about it that you can make fun of Dewey and I can make fun of Joe, but someone else does it. They got us to answer to. And that's kind of how we approach it. We enjoy doing it, and I hope everyone enjoys listening and being a part of it. And the other thing too, Dewey, and I know we got reminded of this over the weekend. Got to have fun, man. I mean, teams are going to win, teams are going to lose, but you know what? It's fun. Joe, this show is still fun.
It is.
It's dumber than ever. We admit that.
Yeah.
But we still have fun. Do we?
Well, it's all a blast. It starts with Scott Slocum for giving us the opportunity.
Yeah,
you
no
guys
doubt.
mentioned Evan, you mentioned Jen for their help, but we can't forget about Dr. Phil with the feed up.
Yep, Phil can too. Yep, no doubt. So
it's fun. It's great. Look forward to every week. I think our biggest joke that drives you guys nuts with me is the equipment every week.
Yep.
The what?
Grab the equipment.
Joe, got the equipment?
I got the equipment.
I hound him 5 times before we walk out of this.
He's trying to hang that banner up in the wind.
Oh, yeah. Good luck with that.
That's also a chore.
Well, you can do next year. You just have Daniel come, and Daniel can stand outside and hold it. And just hold it in the weather.
I don't think he'd like that at all.
No, who cares what he's like? He's a kid. So.
He's a kid.
He's the intern. You gotta have a hazing period. So I'm kidding, WJOL Corporate. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I took the online class. We're all good. So. And we mentioned the wives. I mean, your wife, our wives, can't do it without them. They give us up for 14 plus weeks to do this ridiculous show in the games and what have you. And advertisers and guys, some of the advertisers you have during your games. I mean, we obviously talk about Malloy and Wright quite a bit, and just can't thank them enough because they're the ones that keep us on the air.
Yep.
So, final thoughts, Dewey?
Great year. Joe and I, and we all joke all the time. It goes by so quick. I feel like we were at Double J's. It wasn't that long ago with the coaches show, and
it's a lot warmer.
You guys talked about, yeah. You guys talked about it. The coaches are always very giving to us of the time and very appreciative. And obviously, Coach Reams, Coach Z, and Jaws on tonight. Just great guys in the community, great guys at their school, and just like all our coaches in the area. We have a great area. We love what we do, but those coaches, they make it go for us.
Yep.
Joe?
Agree. Yeah, I kind of say the same thing as far as Dewey's concerned. I probably bother the coaches more than not as much as you do, Edge, to get this show on its feet. But just when I email them for rosters and starters and stuff, how quickly I get these things from them, and so I can prepare for the games. All of them are outstanding guys, and they love the game. They love coaching, and it's a pleasure to do the games and doing this show, and I just have a lot of fun. We just talk football, high school football, which. And again, we had the 3 teams downstate. One came home with a state championship, but we always talk about our area, and to have 3 teams down there again this year was a privilege for me. And I know you two, Dewey, and all of us here, that we could cover those 3 teams down there.
No doubt. I want to thank Rita, who's online, giving us some really nice thoughts. Yes. We appreciate the fans.
Yes, and it's just a great area for sports in general around here.
Yep, no doubt about it. So again. Thanks to everybody, and like I said, just great to be a part of this, and hope to be back next year and hopefully many years to come. So, all right, that's going to do it. We're going to wrap it up. So for Coach Joe, for Santa, For Dave Dwyer, for our friend Evan Bredesen, I'm Edgy Tim. Thanks for listening tonight. Thanks for listening and watching all season long. This is the 2023 final edition of Pigskin Preview on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. Good night, everybody.
Merry Christmas.